On this part specifically, you're looking at down to 15 micron tolerances, so you want something that you can trust and really trust.
Paul, wow, what an absolute difference from last time we came here. We came to film the HNK, but it wasn't quite installed yet. You were still marking out the floor and putting the foundations in. But it's amazing how much this machine shop has grown. From April last year, you had absolutely no machines.
Yeah, that's correct, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's been a massive success, a massive achievement by all of us, everybody that was involved. Great support from all the people, Ward High Tech. A lot of hard work's gone into this, as you can see. Finally get the last piece of the jigsaw in to set us going forward.
Yeah, exactly. And Ward High Tech obviously been supporting you with loads of different kinds of machines. Most notably, the newest machine, this new HNK HB-130S. Now, before we talk about the machine specifically, it's a massive part you've got on it right now. Is this the main part you're going to make on it, and what kind of part is it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a butterfly valve that's going. It works towards a ballast system on a floating platform. It's a big order that we took on, and obviously it's going to have a huge effect on this order going forward. Very versatile machine, very suitable for what we do, not just on this range of valves, but on the main range of all of our valves, from gate valves, swing checks, butterflies, globe valves, right the way through. So
and you've got a massive product range, which is shown by the fact you guys have been going for 200 years,
yeah.
And that's how you built up that massive portfolio of products. But one thing I find quite startling about this part is very different colour to the kind of the nickel alley bronze material that you generally make your valves out of. It's kind of like a silvery colour. What material is it?
It's the material's hastelloy, which is pretty much as hard a material as you can get.
It's difficult to cut, that, isn't it?
Very difficult to cut, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is the first part you've thrown at this machine?
Yeah, it's just the hastelloy butterflies as well as the discs as well. We've been doing some work on them.
And what are the challenges you face when making these quite big, they're massive castings out of such a difficult to cut material like hastelloy?
It's been very challenging. Obviously, tooling, fixturing is really important. To get that right is the cornerstone of where you need to be. And then you look forward to actually getting it on the machine and cutting it. You've got casting defects, not so much defects really, but castings are never just a straight face. So
yeah, so it's quite an operator intervention, heavy approach to machining this part.
Yeah.
And obviously, you say fixturing tooling. Obviously, you need good fixturing tooling, but you need a good machine to cut a material like this as well. And what drew you to the HNK that helped you solve the many challenges when you're making a part like this?
Yeah, I mean, we had a really good relationship, as I said on our previous chat, with Ward High Tech. You know, they brought some solutions to it. We sort of spoke about it. You know, initially looking at a 2-pallet machine, but I really wanted something more than that. The versatility is really important to where we need to be and where we're going. So, you know, we upped that pallet system to a 4-pallet system. That was took back to HNK. They did some work on that and came up with the arrangement we've got. So
with it being quite one thing I don't quite understand is, with it being quite an operator intervention heavy process, what do those extra 4 pallets allow you to do?
Well, for instance, if you're making one specific type of valve, you might make a gate valve with a gate wedge in it and a bonnet on it, as well as a bridge. You could, you know, theoretically run one pallet after the other, which cuts out on downtime. You could be setting other pallets up while you're actually operating. You've got the valve in the machine, being machined, so it gives you that versatility to be able to make a full set of the major parts and then, you know, quickly get them into assembly, which is the name of the game, to get everything through the factory as quickly as possible.
So obviously it's really important to run those tasks in parallel. With the cost of materials being so high and the value of these castings, you don't want to make a bad casting. How do you know you can trust this machine to make a good part?
I mean, it's a very robust machine. The facing head that we had put on it, we did some research into different makes of facing head, and was quite settled on the part we went for. It's hugely important for accuracy. On this part specifically, you're looking at down to 15 micron tolerances. So you want something that you can trust and really trust. And again, with the tooling, and I've always said the same thing with machining, if you get a hold of it properly, you know, it sets you on the right track.
Definitely.
But then with the tooling and obviously the reliability of the facing head, etc., it's really all works well together.
And also it helps you stay competitive with your business growing as it is.
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt. Everything we can do to cut our costs down and pass that on to the customer, Unfortunately, with the price of materials, there's nothing we can do about that. So mainly everything that we can do is within our hands, and it's obviously beneficial to the business to be able to get as much out of the door as we can, deliver as many orders as we can, and try and get the lead times down quickly as possible.
Brilliant. So competitiveness that you wouldn't be able to get without this HNK. If you've got some big parts to make, and no matter what material they are, titanium, hastelloy, difficult to cut materials, difficult operations, check out the HNKs from Ward High Tech.